Hi everyone, welcome to Curated by Becta's meal kit number 79 for December 1st to December 4th. Thank you so much for ordering this week and thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. We have a terrific menu for you this week. It's a little more involved because this is the first time all three courses are hot. But it's going to be delicious. A little bit more work, but trust me, you're going to love it. So I've gone ahead and taken our beautiful smoked Cornish hen, which has just been perfuming my kitchen for the last 15 minutes, in the oven at 400 degrees convection or 425 without convection. Next, I have got our mashed potatoes. We're going to put it on medium heat and we're going to give it a good stir. Now I'm going to get some risotto going on. So we want to take our risotto and first of all, we're going to put some butter in there, 1 tablespoon per person. Melt that all up. And we're going to put this on medium, by the way. And so as soon as the butter is melted, I'm going to add the risotto and then throw some water in there as well. Next up, I think we start working on the main course sides. And we need the mushrooms as well. So I've got a couple things on the go right now. I think you guys are up for it. Okay, so we've got parsnips and then green beans. So let's see what we're doing. I'm going to try to do everything at once, but you guys can take your time and do one course at a time. 1 tablespoon of neutral oil per person. I did not grab it out. So there we go. That's going to be in the back. And I use grapeseed oil for those of you who have not watched this before, but you can use canola oil. And we've got our butter melting away for our risotto. So that's going to be for the parsnips and the green beans. And then for the mushrooms, we're going to do 1 tablespoon per person in that pan. Okay, so we've got, a few things on the go. Okay, our butter is melted for our risotto, so let's go ahead and get that right in there. And you're going to want to break up the risotto as soon as it hits the pan. And that's where we're going to add 1 tablespoon per person of water to help you with the breakup. By the way, our white wine pairing for the Dinner for Two package this week is this gorgeous Vernaccia, which I've been sipping on since I started the prep on the meal kit. I always get home, put it in the freezer, get it all nice and warmed up, or cooled down, pardon me, from the cellar, and it's just terrific. So what I've just done is added the mushrooms in. So we've got some organic oyster mushrooms here. We're going to keep that stirring away. That's going to be going on for about 5 minutes. And the risotto, I've got this a little hot now. Let's turn it down. So I've got it on 5 now for our induction, so about medium. And just make sure to keep giving that a nice stir. Same thing with the mashed potatoes. I'm going to cheat a little bit and use the same spatula because I don't think either is sticking to the spatula to really mess up the other one. But again, hopefully you guys are doing the appetizer first and then the main course next. I just want to keep the video nice and tight so you're not watching me all night long. And then the parsnips are going to go in 4 minutes until they've got a nice brown. We've already roasted them for you. And then we're going to throw our green beans in. And that's also on medium. So lots of mediums going on tonight. Okay. I've got all my ingredients for the risotto here. Lots of excellent garnishes. So the Vernaccia, 100% organic certified grapes from Tuscany. You don't get a lot of great whites from Tuscany or white wines in general from Tuscany. But this is great. The thing that Connor describes, undertones of stone fruits and fresh herbs on the palate, and lemon zest, sage with hints of anise and almonds, and the finish is crisp and refreshing. I love the almondy quality from Italian whites. Keep this going on. Parsnips are looking good. Risotto, make sure to keep stirring, breaking it up if it's stuck together a little bit from the container. Everything's looking good, and the Cornish hen smells amazing. Chef Rich does a lot of beautifully smoked things, and it may seem like there's a lot of work on this meal kit. I promise you it's worth it, because there's actually a couple days worth that goes into the preparation of this. And so I hope you appreciate all of that. So yeah, 15 to 20 minutes at home, but really all of the heavy lifting has been done ahead of time for you. Parsnips looking good. It's got a nice brown on there. So I believe the next thing is going to be adding your green beans and then 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter per person. So green beans are going in. I talked to Chef Rich about this afternoon. I grew up in French kitchens, or grew up working in New York City under a couple of famous French chefs, and they were always about blanching the beans and then chilling them down in cold oil. And Chef Rich said, you know what, that's really just about keeping the color bright and vibrant. But if you're okay giving up some of the color, the crispness of the beans, if you're sauteing them from scratch just for a couple minutes, is fabulous. So 1 tablespoon of butter per person is going in there as well. Keep giving it a stir. The mushrooms starting to look nice. Give up some of the water. Risotto looking good. And I want to make sure that I've got something that I know what we're going to be seasoning. So what's going to need some salt and pepper? The mushrooms are going to need some. The risotto is going to need some. The mashed potatoes is not going to need some, because that's already seasoned up. And then the parsnips and green beans are going to need some. So why don't I stir everything again? Whoops. Aha. There we go. And then I'm going to season everything. And once the hens come out, I'm going to put the oven to broil. Just going to turn this down a little bit. Mashed potatoes looking incredible. That texture you cannot get at home. Okay. Don't season your mashed potatoes. Hey Google, off. So my 18 minutes is done. Risotto's looking nice. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn my mushrooms off that are looking fabulous. And I'm also going to turn my veg off, which are looking good. And that's all going to just stay warm while I get my hens going on. Whew. God, that looks good. A little bit more stir. Make sure nothing burns. This is looking good. Okay, so I am going to now go to broil. And you know what? I'm going to wait for just a second because I'm going to plate everything up, and then I'm going to do the dessert last, which I never do. Okay, so the risotto is nicely seasoned. So I'm going to get my non-stick spoon, and I'm going to put this down in the base of my bowls. You can use a bowl or a plate, whichever you prefer. I want to talk to you about the red wine pairing for tonight. This is an old favorite of mine, which I have not had in a while. So it is a Saint Laurent, which is a grape that is, I think it's indigenous to Austria. That's where they use it a lot, although we have some in Canada. And it's really meant for cool climates. And it's kind of like the Pinot Noir of Austria. And that's how I think of it. And the producer is Rabel. And we carry their Gruner Veltliner a lot. It's delicious. Okay, gonna need some non-stick tongs here so I don't mess up my non-stick pans. So the mushrooms are gonna go on next. Make sure to spread them out a little bit so you see them underneath. I think Chef Rich knows I love mushrooms and he maybe packed a few extra in for me today. I'm a big fan. My whole family is a big fan of mushrooms. And you want to take that nice mushroomy butter, throw it right in there. And now we are going to plate up the grano padano first. And you can even do this underneath the mushrooms if you want. So if you're watching this video in advance. Again, I think you gave me extra grano padano tonight. I might not use it all. That's a lot of cheese. All right, next up, we've got the toasted almonds. I always do these videos on Tuesday night, and then I give the chef some feedback on, if there's too little of something, too much of something. This is the first time I think I'm going to say that it's too much of a lot of stuff, because you don't want to kill the risotto with all of these extras. So arugula pesto. Let's just dollop it right in the middle. But make sure when you're eating it to mix it around. That is delicious. And then our pickled shallots. Every dish, when you're creating, if you're creating at home, try to think of salty, bitter, sweet, sour, and umami. And acid is just so important, and that's where the pickled shallots come in. This is a really great looking risotto. Very Christmassy colors too, in the end. But again, I'm not going to use all of this. Give this a stir, and give my potatoes a stir. A nice little brown in there. And the butter is all coming out. Hi everyone, sorry about our technical difficulties there. My video stopped in the middle of recording last night, so I'm redoing the main course and dessert for you right now. So apologies for the splicing together. So picking up where things were last night, we're just finishing up our main course. So I've got the parsnips and the green beans here. Everything is ready to go. I'm just gonna make sure to season it with salt and pepper on my new one. And I'm gonna get our lovely smoked hen out of the oven. So first up, we've got our, and by the way, before I do anything, I'm going to put this on to broil. And we want to get it nice and hot in there. And by the time I finish my plating here, we can do the dessert. So the mashed potatoes, make sure to put it on, you want a bit of a circle, but just leave a little bit of plate on the side to be able to push your extra Alabama barbecue sauce for dipping the Cornish hen in. Okay, the vegetables next. I love that I get to have this dinner twice in a day. They packed twice the vegetables I needed this morning, so I want to make sure I'm showing you what we have, although I'll probably go back and enjoy these more. And then our Cornish hen is here. So again, it is spiced and seasoned and smoked, so you don't need to do anything there. And the last thing you need to do is just drizzle some of this lovely Alabama barbecue sauce on top and put some on the side for dipping. So there we go. I hope you enjoy. And then the last one is going to be our amazing sticky toffee pudding. Usually I don't get to comment on these things when I'm in the middle of the video because I haven't tried it already. So it's going in on the top shelf on broil. for 5 minutes with the door ajar. Okay, so make sure to keep the door ajar. Because I want to keep the video short, I'm going to keep the door closed so that it broils up very nicely and quickly, and then so we can show you what it looked like. Last night I was doing the plating and I realized it got a little bit messy. So I'm going to change this up a little bit by putting the creme anglaise on the bottom. You can do it either on the bottom or on top, but I'm going to put the creme anglaise on the bottom, and then we are going to do the sticky toffee pudding on top, and then I'm going to drizzle a little bit more of the caramel sauce on top of it when it comes out of the oven. That stuff is terrific. Turn that guy off. All right, so there was a lot of heat in here, so I'm jumping ahead because I don't want to keep this video running too long for you guys. Warm sticky toffee pudding on top. So you can look at the pictures that come in your email for the final product, or you can just look at this one. And then the dates. Again, this is enough for 2, so I won't use them all. But there we are, our beautiful sticky toffee pudding. This was probably my favorite dessert that we have ever sent out through Curated. Done with the creme anglaise with chamomile and the caramel sauce and the bejeweled dates. I hope you love your meal kit. Thanks so much for ordering this week, and thanks for bearing with me while I had to slice a couple videos together. But I really wanted to make sure that you got the full video experience this week. So hope to cook and curate for you again real soon.